Welcome to Just Us Girls. It is Paige, Katie, and Sam.
Quick housekeeping. We had another sleepover last night, but it was like a real sleepover.
A real sleepover.
We did. All in the same room.
Yeah, Sam and I shared a bed.
And I didn't fart in my sleep.
That we know of.
No, I didn't.
No,
and you didn't.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
I did walk in on you in the bathroom.
I did jump scare Paige in the middle of the night. I went pee in the middle of the night, and I saw...
You warned us you would do that.
I said, I need to be closest to the bathroom. I'll take the murderer if they come in the door. I got you guys. And I was peeing, and the door started to creep open. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to scare the shit out of whoever this is. And Paige just like jumped back and screamed. But...
I just had no inkling that anybody was in there because the lights were off.
It was very dark. Well, yeah. I wasn't going to turn the light on because then you can see through that glass door.
It was pretty bright when the light was on.
Yeah, Paige flipped it on this morning.
She did. Yeah, that's how I learned.
That's how I learned.
It was 7:30 in the morning. It was time to be awake.
Yeah, I had been awake.
You had been awake.
Well, your alarm also went off at 6.
Your alarm went off multiple times.
6:40.
I just want to say... that series of events was the least Paige thing. I would have, if all of us to have an alarm go on and snooze it, I would think it would be Sam. I think most likely you.
I would think I do that. So yeah, but I didn't even have an alarm.
So when the alarm went off, I was like, oh, it must have been a total accident. She's turning it off.
Same.
And then it kept going.
No, that was a second alarm. Those are my 2 daily alarms.
And not only that, she had it on. She had a full boomer mode where every text it was like. I was like, grab her phone.
Yeah, we were.
Were you sleeping?
I didn't hear it.
Oh my god!
It was right by your head.
Because I've told you guys this. I'm desensitized to the noise because my husband gets calls all hours of the night, texts all for work, and so he's constantly getting calls and texts and all. I just zone it out. Like I don't.
I mean, the frequency at which that ping. Like I'm sure there were like foxes in New Jersey that like woke up from that sound. Like it was very loud.
Yeah. I am a snoozer,
That's impressive.
Though.
I'm a snoozer, too. So.
I'm a snoozer, but also, again, with the alarm. My husband's the guy... Did I tell you about the alarm he has? It's actually obnoxious. So he's the guy who will snooze and snooze and snooze, and then I will wake up and be like, you're late for work.
Yeah.
With my alarm. And he's like, oh, shit. And then he runs around. And it's so annoying. So he got this new alarm that is for people like him, where in order to shut it off, you have to play a little game. Like, you have to, like, do a puzzle or something. And so, but he's always doing it with his eyes closed.
That's kind of cool. I like that idea.
It's not, because it just keeps going and going and going. And he can't figure out the puzzle because he's, like, asleep and he's not trying very hard.
Is it, like, a hard puzzle?
I've never...
Is it a Wordle?
I have no idea, but I'm always like, do it now.
Well, there's 2 snoozers in one couple. That's hard.
But I'm not really a snoozer. So what you heard this morning was my 6:30, my 6:40 alarms. They go off every single day. My 6:30 is the, hey, Matt, did you go to work yet alarm. That's my wake him up
You're
alarm.
Christopher Nolaning him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then my 6:40 is Paige wake up alarm. So they're 2 separate alarms. One is really just meant for me to be like...
And then was your group chat just like buzzing this morning? Because there was...
I think it was us.
It was our group chat.
With our team. Okay. I was like, who the fuck was texting that early?
No one but you guys.
I texted that early.
Katie was in it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But
I was up at 6 just now. I woke
you
up
were
at 6:02.
editing videos.
I was editing videos, laying in bed, and
I heard all the different song choices.
Yeah, I was thinking of things to tell you. So I wanted to text
you go to sleep, so I keep my phone on silent all day. I don't keep it on Do Not Disturb, but I keep it on silent all day.
Yeah.
But when I sleep, I always turn it on because I don't know. I have this like irrational fear that somebody's going to call and it's going to be an emergency. And
I think for me, the only person that would call is my husband, where it's an emergency and he's next to me. So I don't. It's always on silent. My phone is never not on silent and Do Not Disturb.
Even when you sleep.
Yeah,
correct.
Always.
You could also do where you turn it on, except the people that can come through. The bypass.
But here's the problem. I don't want Matt to bypass when I'm in Pilates, right? Like you can't set it up to bypass with like
certain hours
or how many calls. Like it's just one call comes through. Like I thought it used to be like, oh, if they called 2 times it would come through the silence or whatever. But I had my husband on bypass, and I had the kids' school on bypass. Like I always have my kids' schools schools can always contact me. And I was in Pilates and he called and it was, I'm in Pilates class. It was like, bleh! And I'm like, oh Jesus.
Do you not leave your phone outside?
Yeah. No, they don't have anywhere to leave. My Pilates
in the car?
No, I have. Every time I go to yoga or Pilates, when I'm in Shavasana or like the end class, that's when I get anxiety. I'm like, what if the school calls? What if something's wrong? What if I like to just have my phone
near me
to know that my kids are good this is where my anxiety shows up.
Yeah.
It's like, what if it's that 1 hour where I don't have my phone is when there's an emergency?
Which is so funny because I think Shavasana is the one place
You're
where I'm
not
like
supposed to-
imagining myself in a
I know,
field in
like-
the sun, no worries, I'm there.
That's the only time where I have anxiety. It's like in Shavasana. I'm like, oh,
You're supposed to be relaxing.
Yeah, it's not relaxing.
Can we also talk about how I've never seen Paige laugh harder than she laughed last night?
I-
I've never seen that laugh come out of you.
Ever. I was like, oh my gosh. So every time
laugh.
she has laughed before, it was a fake laugh. Because
Yeah.
that was the first time I've seen her genuinely cackle.
At herself.
And I was like, oh
We're-
my
and you and I
gosh.
were staring at each other saying, what's happening?
Wait, so let's give context.
I didn't know we were sharing a room.
Yeah, so Sam got here to New York first.
And I'm the booker. Like,
She's
so
a
we all
booker.
have our, like
I'm the finance girl.
things. So I book the hotels. I usually book the studios. And last time you said, like, I want to share a room. So I was like, all right. And the prices were very expensive. So I said, all right, let's share a room
So
this
Sam
time.
booked the hotel room. She showed up first because she was flying from Florida. Gets to the room, whatever. I get in second. So I text Sam. I'm like, where are you? She's in the
I don't
room.
answer.
She does not answer.
She
I
does
don't
not
answer
I'm
texts.
calling incessantly. Finally get a hold of her. She's in the room. I go upstairs. I knew we were sharing a room. So I start to spread my shit out. I'm like unfolding my clothes, getting ready. Paige, a few minutes later, is calling incessantly, trying to find us. She gets up to the room and walks in, and our stuff's everywhere. And she's like, oh, Katie, you just making yourself comfortable? And
No, she goes, are you guys sharing a room? And I was like, yeah, we're sharing a room and we got you your own.
Yeah. And she literally, and then we were like, no, we're all sharing a room. And she was like, what?
"Whoa, that's news to me."
You missed that text.
And then she started cackling in a corner to herself, and we're like, what is going on?
Well, that was last night because they started putting their PJs on, and I was like, I don't know what pajamas I packed. And I was like, I packed in a haste last night. And I remember I was like, I have very similar pajamas to what you guys were wearing. I wear a pajama set. I have a lot of the button-up ones, with the matching pants and the short sleeve shirt. But I was like, what did I pack? And as I start to think, I was like, oh shit. I packed these pajamas I've had for a very long time, but they're like a tank top short set, but they're very loose. And my husband's always like, whenever you wear those, you wake up and your tits are just out, like just everywhere.
And
Jugs
we all
are
have
out.
that. We all have that pair of pajamas.
Yeah,
or
they're
just
just a
a
little loose.
You go to sleep in a tank top and you
The
wake
tank
up
top.
and there's just one titties
It's
on an
usually just
adventure
one,
by
yeah.
itself.
It's usually just one.
Yeah.
It's usually just one. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, like what PJs did you bring, Paige? And I'm like, I know it's not appropriate. And then I'm starting to think,
Appropriate.
well, for
we're-
you guys, I'm like, oh my
for your
gosh.
colleagues.
Yeah.
To be
No one
honest,
likes to flash a coworker.
nobody
huh?
likes to flash it, but not for nothing though. It's like I only wear those sparingly around my husband too. I'm like, you can't just be lying around tits.
You don't get
out
it
all
for
the time.
free.
No, but I was like, fuck. I was like, that's what I packed. So I was dying laughing because I was like, oh my god.
The way she was laughing, I thought she packed like skimpy lingerie
Yeah, we were
or like a t-shirt with a bunch of holes in it.
We were like, is this where we find out Paige is a freak and she has like strap on? Like, what is going on?
No, they were just cute little striped
They were
lemon
cute little
pajamas.
lemon PJs.
Lemon PJs that are
It
just
was
a
like
little
a
busty.
Malfi Coast,
Little
Positano
busty.
vibes.
That's all. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't. I slept with the blankets up
You
to my
did.
leg.
I was like, go to sleep and relax a little bit.
I couldn't. I was like, every time I woke up, I was like, oh no.
Hey,
Even during the night, she has her systems.
Yeah.
She just can't
I
let
told
it
you guys I'm
go.
a little bit of a prude. I don't want to just like
I
slip
know.
a nip by
But-
accident.
so we gave Paige her own bed because she
Yeah.
was very worried about her tits falling
I
out.
offered to sleep, but I also needed to be closest to the outlet because I wanted to do a late
I
night.
love
yeah,
how
I gave you guys the outlets.
Yeah, well, I love how it was never a discussion if I was going to sleep alone. It was just like, okay, who's sleeping with
Who's
Katie?
sleeping with Katie? She wanted to share the room. Who's sleeping with Katie?
This was her idea.
I thought we were good bedmates.
No, I felt good. I didn't really.
But I'm also like I'm always fine to share with anyone because I don't move. Like once I'm asleep, I'm just kind of asleep.
I thought it was interesting that you stayed to one side of the
I was
bed. Like
thinking
you
the
didn't go in the
same
middle
thing.
or
And-
like diagonal. You
Even
just
when I
like
sleep alone, I sleep on one side of the bed.
Yeah.
Again, this is a symptom of like my husband and I. Like he's very often gone at night, but like he will come home at some point. So it's just you guys stay in your section.
yeah.
Same.
I feel like you're small. He could just like
Those beds were small though. Like we were like that was like a twin XL.
yeah. We were
I
like,
feel
this is,
we were
uh-oh.
sleeping-
We were like, this was supposed to be queen. This is definitely a full.
yeah. Well, in New York, what are you gonna get?
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a nice sized room.
I thought it was good. It was
It was
decent.
good.
Yeah,
It
we
was
also
good.
had no Wi-Fi, so we got to the room and we were like, "Oh,
It was like the Stone Age. It was
Yeah.
like, what's happening?
And I'm trying to rebook flights. I still don't know when I'm going home, but I'll make it home eventually.
yeah."
No, I
Yeah.
hope so.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then I have my white noise because I'm a baby.
That was so loud,
It was
too.
really loud.
You know why, though? Because I didn't have my phone by my head because you guys took the outlet.
No.
So it was in the corner.
No, because
But
the
it was
thing
so
is,
loud.
you know, like when you have a child, they're like, don't put it up too loud or too close to their head.
Yeah,
Because
like a
it's bad
certain
for
amount
them.
of decibels.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
Oh.
You're blowing out your eardrums.
We crank it.
We've talked about dementia before. Hearing loss is one of the first, like,
I'm that's happening
they
to
say
me.
if you have hearing loss that
Dementia?
it can cause dementia or like I don't know, it's like a factor. And so if you have hearing loss, you should treat it because a lot of people like won't treat their hearing.
They're just
loss.
like, oh, I can't hear.
No, like you're looking at me. This is literally my issue. I
was
like
gonna
actually have hearing loss. Yeah, I have to get that. I'm getting my tonsils out next month.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
one
Gotta do
thing
the
at a time.
mastectomy, and then we'll tackle the hearing.
So many things.
I know.
You're falling
I
to
can't
pieces.
like have the
35.
hearing aid while we're doing all of them. Like I need to do pieces.
Yeah, earlier she was like turned away and she's like, I can't hear you if I'm not looking at you.
I know. I was trying to ask if you want to eat bagels. I was like, Katie, bagels.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't hear you.
I'll tackle that. Maybe I'm just pretending. Maybe I'm being a man and I'm just like,
I'm okay.
you know, I'll hear what I
No,
want
you don't
to.
like dementia.
No, trust
It's
me,
about
I
the
know.
dementia for me.
Yeah,
you
same.
don't have to hear. Honestly, it's better if you don't hear what's going on a lot of the time. But I just like
I'm preserving my peace.
I want your brain to stay intact.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring it from the group chat and what we've been talking a lot about this week. I feel like I've had a lot of times this summer where my husband has been out of town and I've been solo parenting, and it is not for the weak. I talked about that. Solo parents, people whose husbands are deployed, just single parent, truly doing the Lord's work. Because after, like, my husband first was out of town for 4 days, and I was broken afterwards. It is so hard.
I feel like I think you put up a video about like the bedtime.
Oh my gosh.
Of it all,
Yeah.
of like going from room to room, and then when you're with one kid and the other kid's coming out, and I only have 2 kids, so like the 3 and the 4 kids, like I genuinely don't know how you guys do it because solo parenting is rough.
I just used to joke that it's like whack-a-mole. Did you ever play that game?
Oh, yeah.
Bow, bow. Like I'm like, get in
You're
your
down.
room.
You're
Get in
down.
your room.
So
Get in your
true.
room. But it's not even down. I'm like, just stay in your room. Just stay in your room. Stay in your room. I'm just like walking kids across the hall, like
Hitting with the
everybody-
paddle every time they come out of
I'm
the
just like,
bedroom.
yeah, bow.
90s.
Yeah.
But it's just like I will be laying with my youngest, and she's the hardest to get to sleep. And I'm like, be laying there, and my oldest will come and be like, I have a question. I'm like, get out of the
Yes,
room.
right when they're like, they
She's like on the
fell asleep.
edge,
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I was so close. And they're like, well, we want to read Harry Potter. I'm like, well, I would have been there in 2 minutes.
Yeah, if
you
you
didn't
just
wake
stopped.
her up.
Yeah.
And they're usually pretty good. I will say, as you get older kids, like my oldest are 9 and 8, they just sit in their bed and then read their books. They color. They just like do their own. They don't need me. They're like, they want me to come in and lay with them,
course.
but they just hang in there.
Yeah.
So like they're self-sufficient. It's when they're young. Like I remember when it was like my youngest was born. I had a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, an 18-month-old, and the baby. And I like would do solo bedtime all the time because Matt's job. And it was just like there was a real system to it. A real system.
Even if you have a system, though, it's like I would finally get all the kids down. And I would just come downstairs and just like stand
Fetal
in the middle
position.
of the living room,
Or just like stare at a wall.
disassociated. And then I'm like,
Yes.
then I want a revenge bedtime because I'm like, I've had no time to
Yep.
myself all day. It's been high cortisol on it, and I'm like, I want to watch a movie. I want to scroll my phone. I'm like, no, I have to go to bed because one of them's going to be up at 5 a.m. Like we need to just relock and reload for the next day.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's also when I have my like girl dinner. I'm just like, I don't eat with the kids when I'm solo parenting. I don't eat with them. I'm just like, I need you guys to eat and I need you guys to go to bed.
Same.
And then I'll come downstairs and eat something by myself
Yeah.
because I just like can't.
Scraps.
Where you can actually like taste it too, though, because if
No,
you're
I'm not tasting anything.
Yeah,
I'm
you're so
inhaling.
disassociated at that
Yeah,
point.
you're
It's
right.
like there's no
That's when I
no
make
pleasure
Spaghetti
receptors.
nachos.
But that's why I
cereal.
wouldn't sit and eat with the kids because it's like you're not actually sitting and eating. You're like getting someone's throwing something, and you're
I
just
never
like
sit. Actually,
I
at
never
dinner.
sit.
I always just stand. We eat at our counter, like our kitchen counter, and everybody has a seat but me, and I just stand.
Oh, Paige.
I just,
I'm gonna buy you a chair for
I'm
your
like,
birthday.
I like Twyla and Schitt's Creek. I'm just behind the counter. Like, what's everybody need? But it's like I prefer it that way, honestly, because the second I sit down, I have to get back up, and I'm like, ugh. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, you can get your own ketchup. Like you can get your
Totally.
own fork. Like you can clean up yourself.
Yeah.
But now I've just been doing it for so long that's just kind of like where I'm at.
You're just running a
Yeah.
diner.
That's just my spot.
Yeah.
My husband stands with me too.
I was about to say,
He does it.
if he had a seat, that would be.
Well, so we don't have enough stools at the counter for all of us, and so sometimes if he's like, I would like to sit to eat, he'll go into like the formal dining room alone. He'll just sit there and eat.
That sounds a lot like our kitchen because you have 4 stools. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but there's
But
too many of you.
Yeah, he'll be like, I would love to sit. And I'm like, Well, then you're going to go
to the
dining
dining.
room.
Yeah.
Find a chair in the dining room, sir, because we don't have one for you here.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever sit at your dining room table?
No. I mean, Easter.
I've been trying to more because we don't ever. And I feel like it's such a waste. Like, I really don't want... I want to enjoy my dining room, and it really is just like a showpiece right now.
But is yours like in your kitchen or off of your kitchen?
It's off. It's like we have a kitchen, and then like the butler's
I
pantry.
can picture your dining room. I feel like you do a lot of your videos of
I
stuff
love
there.
my dining room is my favorite room in my house. So I'm like, we should use it because it brings me joy.
Even if you can do one family meal a week at a dining room, it really does help with like relationship with food stuff with kids.
Oh.
Yeah, just like sitting.
More than the counter?
Well, no, if they're sitting and if you guys are enjoying a meal together, but that it's like that family time of like no phones, no screens, like actually sitting and eating a meal together has a huge influence on their relationship with food.
Well, that's what we actually, so we do eat dinner with our kids most nights.
As long as we can.
Yeah.
I will say as kids get older, it's a lot harder. This is the thing about solo parenting now that's like, I was telling them, I'm solo parenting later tonight. And it's like, as your kids get older, it's like, I'm not even worried about bedtime. I'm worried about how I'm supposed to pick up 4 kids in 4 locations at the same time.
Like you genuinely can't do that.
No. And so it's like, I have like a loop. And and I was texting my girlfriend. She's bringing my daughter somewhere. Like I'll text my sister. Like we all just help each other. Yeah. But it's just like such a puzzle all the time. That's what I find really, really difficult now. It's like, I don't mind being solo. I'm so used to being solo at night, and so is my husband because like I travel, he travels, like we both do it a lot. It's just the logistics of it.
I do feel like I've gotten better at it, like because like you said, you just have to do it, like with Matt's job or like when Matt's out of town or Luke right now and the Luke.
The jobs.
But when I first like I remember like the first time or the first couple times trying to solo parent, like I was so anxious, and then I also have a lot of friends that like they do have a lot of help of their parents, which like I'm so jealous. We've talked about this of like having like grandparents close by, but I almost feel like it creates like they don't have as much confidence in themselves to parent because they're like, wait, what? Luke's gonna be alone with the kids? I'm like, yeah, he's their dad.
Yeah. I have that conversation a lot. I feel like my husband is a very involved parent. I really do think like, especially like when we're both there, it is 50-50. And so many of my girlfriends will be like, you're so lucky your husband's so involved. And I'm like, and that's a separate conversation, but it's also like, we don't have parents around. Like when I was postpartum, like I don't have a mom. So it's like he had to step in and do everything and help me. And it's like, those times were harder because of it, but I do feel like we are such a strong, like unit. Have a lot of grit because like you're doing it by yourself.
You're really capable. I also think like I grew up with divorced parents, so like I was with just my mom or just my dad, mostly with my mom. But it's like when you see one parent do it by themselves, you also, I think I grew up being like, I can do this by myself. Like I told you guys, I jokingly told my husband, I'm like, I know I can do this alone. I don't want to. I don't want to do it alone, but I know I can.
Yes.
One, because I saw my mom do it, but 2, just because like we do it so often that it's like but the thing is, it's so much easier together. Like whenever he texted me the other day and he's like, hey, there's like overtime on Wednesday. Do you want me to take it? And I was like, my answer is always no. Like, no.
I'd rather have you than the money.
At home with me than you working. I mean, like obviously the financial aspect, but it's like, it's always easier with him there than by myself. But I won't lie. Sometimes when he works like a week of overnights or whatever, I secretly love it because then I get to watch my TV shows.
Like we talk about, as long as he comes home to sleep, I love that night by myself. Like it's so fun. I do think that's the piece I need to figure out is how to sleep when he's gone and not be scared. Like, do you guys have any tips on how to do that?
I just love being alone.
Yeah. No, I mean, I zone it out. You guys know that.
Have you done it enough that eventually become numb to it? I've
been doing this since, we've lived together since our early 20s. So like, I've just been this has just been my norm for a really long time. I will say like, there's some times where I'm like, there's a bump in the night and I'm like, I hope that was a child falling out of bed and not an intruder, and it scares me.
I do have to say, I think this is the one negative about me and my sister sharing a room growing up. Is I've always had some and
then you had roommates.
I've always had roommates. Someone. I had someone in the room with me until I was 13. I've always never had a person,
anyone in a room with me.
And so ever. I feel like I am just so used to like another warm body.
Yeah,
to like
that
share
makes
with.
sense.
Yeah,
I feel like because you don't. We've talked about TV in bed. Do you not watch your TV in bed?
I sometimes I'll like watch a movie but I turn it off before I fall asleep.
Because maybe that would help you of like bringing like something happy or like warm fuzzy into the room with you versus like watching it in the family room and like going into bed.
When he's gone, I always watch TV in bed.
That's what I was wondering.
I close all the blinds, everything.
Lock
I go
everything, triple locks.
right up to my room.
Yes.
And then I'll fall asleep with the TV on because I heard that can help. But then the lights in the middle of the night are like on and it's like disorienting.
Yeah.
But I think it's also my fault because it's like, I used to love scary movies and like documentaries about murder. Like, we were talking about it. Like the Idaho murder trial is going on. Like, I consumed so much content about that trial that it's like, I see Brian Koberger when I close my eyes at night, like when I'm alone. I'm like, I'm so scared. He was so scary.
Consume this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Well, now I don't. Ever since I had kids, I stopped. Well, actually, no.
I was going to say the Idaho murder.
My son was
you were bringing that up
yesterday. He was like 5 months old. But no, I just saw it. It was like on my Instagram. But it's like I was flipping through Netflix, like because Hunger Games was on Netflix. So I was like, I'm gonna watch Hunger Games while he's gone. And they're like coming soon. Idaho documentary murder, and I was just like and like skipped to the next thing. I was like, I can't, but then it was in my brain.
Well, there's always those things, like where I lived in my 20s, there was this horrible thing that happened to this woman who was like on a run and she was abducted and then killed, unfortunately. It was very, very sad, but we were staying in the same location with my girlfriends. My girlfriend was like, is it safe to run? And I was like,
is it ever?
I was like, what time and where? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you running? Don't run. And she's like, so is it okay to run? And I'm like, take someone with you.
Have
like,
pepper spray ready to go in your hand.
I mean, she was safe. She was totally fine. She went at like 9 a.m. Like it was a safe time. But like, I think we all have that one thing where we think about it and we're like, oh, that left an impression on me. But I, knock on wood, have not been afraid of like a nighttime intruder, but I do ask myself sometimes, like, what would I do, right? Like, what would I do? I did have a nightmare once where like there was like a scary man at the front door, like banging, trying to come in, and I was like screaming at my kids. I'm like, get in the car, because I was like, because our garage is shut. I was like, get in the car, and I was like, then what do I do? Do I just like not even open the garage door and just like back through it? Like, what do I do? How do I get out of here? But my kids are so non-compliant. I'm like, if there was truly like an issue with their ADHD and the fact that they just baseline don't listen to me a lot of the time, I feel like I'd be like, everybody be quiet, and they'd be like, what? And I'd be like, there's a...
Do you guys have you have home security systems, right?
Yeah, of course. I always forget to turn it on.
Mine is always.
This is so unlike Paige.
And mine is always on.
I know.
No, because
this is on even if it's like 3 p.m. You're like, I gotta turn it off.
Everybody's here. It's on.
At home.
Because my kids, probably when my white noise is so loud, like ours will like randomly go off and they just like sleep right through it, and like we accidentally like set it off. It's like, and they're just
oh my gosh, we had an incident a few months ago where the kids had all gone to sleep. It was like 10 p.m. We were watching the P. Diddy documentary, and the carbon monoxide alarm went off. And we were like, what is, like, it first went off and we were like, what is that alarm? And we looked, like, all the batteries were good, and we were like, oh my gosh, it's already been 30 seconds. And like we each ran to like get a different kid. My youngest, I think, was like 3 or 4 weeks old, and we like got in the car. It was the middle of the winter.
Called the fire department, right?
Yeah, we called the fire. My husband like called the fire department. I got all the kids in the car. We like put my kids in their car seats. I was holding the baby, and like luckily the fire department came really quickly. And they were just like, sometimes this happens. Everything is good. But it was terrifying.
Make you anxious then to like trust it? Because
that's what they were like. You can also get double detectors kind of.
I've gotten hit with
like
ads for these of like
the
normal range can be off and like kids dying, and I'm like, this again, fear mongering.
So stressful.
It's like I'm like, I don't know what.
I'm like, that's why I have alarms everywhere.
But that is my fear. That's my fear when I'm alone, which is like, how do I get 4 kids into a safe space? Like, whose room do you run to first?
I think about the tsunami.
Yeah, who do you run to first? I told you guys my mom's like nightmare of us all in different. Did I tell you this? Like, we had a pond in our neighborhood growing up, and she told us one of her nightmares was that she would get to the pond and all 4 of us would be in different parts of the pond drowning, and she had to decide who to help.
Guys, this episode's getting really dark. Should we like course correct?
This is like our intrusive thoughts. But
it's not like Shutter Island.
It never happened though.
Well, thank God that you were in the pond.
Yeah, but that's what I think about. I think that's what we all think about it.
I have a pond right next to my house, so now I'm going to be thinking.
I just
about
really
that.
hope everybody listening, like, I hope you can relate to this, and you're not like these psychos.
I don't think
I think anybody that's a mother can relate to this.
It's just like we're constantly worried about saving our kids.
Yeah.
But I will say, bringing it back to how you brought up like being home alone, like I feel like we can try to help you with like because you do enjoy being alone. You enjoy watching your shows. Like, you can also enjoy sleeping alone. Like, we can help get you there.
Learn.
Just make it cozy.
Yeah, cozy candle. Like,
no, what candle?
Not
burn the house down.
Not sleeping with, like, but like while you're watching your TV, eye patches, like making it like a whole
can do that.
thing.
It's just the second I like
try to sleep.
Yeah, then it's every scary thing I've ever watched.
Just like wake flooding. For a week.
Yeah, no, that's what happens. And so I'm really like, I'm fine during the day by myself. It gets stressful, but I'm like, I've been through stressful situations. I can work through this. But then after the second day, when I've only slept like 3 hours each night, I'm like, you know, when you don't sleep, you start to become a miserable person.
Yes.
And it's like, then I snap at the kids quicker. And like, I'm just in a bad mood.
Sleep deprivation is a form of torture.
By the time he is home on the 5th day, I am like, black under eyes.
It's like the meme when he walks in and you're like,
and I'm like crawling out of the living room. Like, that's where I need help.
She's the girl from The Ring. She's like,
no, like actually full Samara. And I haven't showered in 4 days, so like actually I look like Samara. Like 100%. He just like he walks in. 100% can relate. My girl, like the first time I saw me, Samara in The Ring after my kids.
Do you remember how much she haunted all of us? That
guys,
girl.
I never watch her. I don't watch scary movies, and guess what? I don't have the crazy anxiety that you do.
Okay,
I don't watch scary
undo
stuff.
my childhood.
Maybe you need to go on an ayahuasca retreat and work through
back
that.
to like just something to watch out for, being the 4th and the youngest, and like kind of, you know, being raised by my siblings and wolves. Then, did you ever see the movie Urban Legends?
No,
I've heard
oh my god, it was like
it.
a 90s. It had
That
was
was
Paul
a
Walker in
TV
it?
show.
It had Jared Leto. It was a scary movie about urban legends. So like urban legends, like someone's going to be hiding in the back of your car. Someone's going to be like, your car's going to slit your ankles or whatever.
Do you know how often I get into my car and look in the back seat? My mom always said that. She's like, you have to look in your back seat. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah. Well,
what am I going to do if he's back there?
I think that's like a 90s thing. Like,
yeah. So the premise of the 90s movie Urban Legends is like there's a serial killer on a college campus who is killing people by like all these different urban legends. And I watched that when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade because all my siblings were watching it. Yeah. And I just watched it with them like before soccer practice one day.
No. So my 4th definitely watches things where I'm like, meh. Should she be watching, like, should her favorite movie be The Real Spider-Man when she's like 3? Maybe not. But like, that I'm not gonna. There's certain things I'm pretty strict about what they're allowed to watch and what they're like. My daughter got really mad at me the other day because she put something on and it was on kids Netflix. Yeah, and I was like, turn that off. That is straight up brain rot. And she's like,
yeah, there's a lot of brain rot on there.
No, that is brain rot. Shut it off. I was like, we're not watching that. And she's like, you're no fun. And I'm like, no, like I'm not
supposed to be fun.
No, like
this is a fun house.
I'm pretty much like, no, it's not. This is not meant to be fun. I'm raising some children here.
It'll be fun one day. Not today is not that day.
But I will say, like, I think the 4th child of it all. I definitely. The other day, she tripped and she went, oh, shit. And I said, girlfriend?
Yep.
No. And she's like, well, you say that when you get hurt. And I'm like, I do. You're right. And my apologies. So she definitely, like, has 4th child energy where you can tell she's the youngest, like, and she's absorbed a lot from, like, me and the kids and, like, I can always tell when my son in particular, like when he's friends with a kid, I can always tell if that kid is the youngest or the oldest. Yeah. Instantly. You just know. Because when they're like a little sweet and innocent, you're like, that's an oldest child.
Okay.
And when they're a little bit like
attacked.
No, when they're a little bit like they know too much.
I had an attitude.
Well, it's not even an attitude.
I thought I was cool.
It's also like a confidence because a freedom and
I had
go
a
with the flow.
Confidence because like I remember it was always like I would find out about music artists first because like my older siblings were listening, so I'd be the one who was like bringing the new music to everybody.
Yeah,
I definitely thought I was.
When you're the oldest, you're kind of like the dweeb of the family. Like you don't know enough. You don't, you're the first one learning about stuff. When you're the youngest, you're not. But I will say, I'm really hyper conscious of like. How much attention she gets and like how we divide attention amongst everybody because I don't ever want her to like, you know, when you have kids, it's like everybody gets a quilt with their name stitched in it. Mm-hmm. Did she get any gifts like that? No. So then I bought them for her. So I'm like, I just want her to have what every other kid had, even though she's the last one.
That's why I never even started a baby book with my first because I was like, I know I'm not going to do it by my 3rd, so I'm not going to create this unfair advantage. Somebody literally asked me that.
She's like, oh, are you going to put that in the baby book? I'm like, we don't have baby books.
No.
I wrote a note to my oldest on her first birthday, and I was like, I'm going to do this on every birthday, and then I haven't wrote a note since. I just can't do that stuff. I don't know if it's the ADHD of
I'm
like
not very sentimental.
I am, but you know what I did? I have not a filing cabinet, but like a plastic kind of filing bin where you can put in the
I have that
folders.
stuff too.
And I have them for like each year, and then you can like slip things in for each year, but it doesn't require gluing, writing, cutting. No crafts involved. It's just very plain and simple, just a sorting system.
I have like a little box for me with their like little baby hats from when they were born.
Yeah, I have that stuff.
I have like the batik keep,
and then I have like their art. Like I keep that, but like I just don't keep a little baby book. And like the baby book my parents kept for me, I'm like, this is sad.
No, you know what I did? I did a phone note that like milestones. Maybe you told me that, or maybe I saw one of your videos on it, because it's like when something would happen, it's like just write it down.
Yeah,
and then you have that, and then you can just add things of like when they said a first word, or
when my son is off and at a bar and meets a girl who's trying to do his horoscope, and it's like, what time are you born? I can look at my little note and be like, you were born at 5:55.
5:55. I was born at 3:01 a.m. That's when I was born.
Why am I not surprised? You were like, is it Monday?
Are
we going to work today?
It's actually a Friday. I was ready for the weekend.
She's Boss Baby. Did you guys watch Boss Baby? Paige's Boss Baby. She was born in her suit with her watch, like in her briefcase.
A Hillary Clinton business suit.
A pearl necklace. A slick back bun.
Never seen me in a suit, guys.
I know, but you're just Paige.
I used to make suits. That was my job.
They should make a female Boss Baby.
The part 2.
She's seen a lot of Boss Baby.
No, my girl, my oldest was obsessed with Boss Baby, and they made a part 2 where the boys then became adults and they had daughters. So there is like the girl version of it.
The kids were watching it the other day, and he's like, it's pretty funny.
It's funny. Yeah, it's really funny.
Right, should we watch it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Highly recommend Boss Baby.
Is there a lot of like parent humor in it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I love that.
I highly recommend it. And the kids, like my oldest was obsessed with it, and it made me giggle.
Oh my gosh, have you guys seen the trailer for the new Shrek movie?
I love Shrek.
No, but I love Shrek.
Shrek is so good, but there were some jokes in it that me and my sister-in-law, we were like aghast. Like the gingerbread man. I don't remember if he had the
voice.
Gumdrops.
Do the voice.
Not my gumdrop buttons.
Do the voice.
Not the gumdrop buttons. But he had like gumdrops on his ass, and he was like shaking it in the trailer, and he's like, I'm all caked up. And I'm like, oh my, Shrek is really just committed.
But that's great, because it's like parents laugh and the kids like whatever.
They don't know
like
that.
They don't know.
And they might
it's
repeat
like,
it, but they're
like just like twerk. It's funny.
My daughter says that all the time.
That she's caked up?
No. Oh. No, but she'll just be, when something bad happens, she's just always saying, not my gumdrop buttons.
Yeah.
Really? That's so cute.
I feel like we quote Shrek all the time.
We quote Shrek and we quote the Goonies. My kids love the Goonies.
I've never seen the Goonies.
Oh my God, classic.
I feel like that was an old. Yeah, I was gonna say that was like
it's
a classic.
Old. It's like the 80s. And the first time we put it on, my son was like, "You keep saying this is funny and it's scary." He's like, "I don't like it."
What's it about?
The Goondocks. It's a group of young children who live in this like area that's going to be bought by a rich person, and they're trying to like save their home, and they like go on this adventure.
I feel like it's a movie where you can give a spoiler because it's like 40 years old at this
No
point.
one's worried about the Goonies.
But it's really actually very difficult to describe. It's like they go on this adventure, they follow a treasure map, there's a pirate ship. It's very
There's a lot going on.
It's very 80s. But yeah, no, they love that movie. I love Shrek. I'm gonna have to see the new Shrek.
Shrek is so good.
Shrek is so good.
Yeah.
We were literally just jamming in the car to what's the song? I'm in love.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
That came on the other day, and it made me think I want to watch Shrek.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Okay, can I actually ask you guys something, circling back to when you're solo?
Yes.
So we have everybody knows this about me, we have a very clear division of labor in our home, and we have like our nighttime like routine where it's like, when we're done watching TV, my husband takes the dog out. We always take him out on a leash. We normally just like let him out, but at night we do a leash because we have bears and coyotes and animals.
You have bears?
I came home from getting my nails done and couldn't get into my driveway because there was a mama bear and a baby bear, black bear, sitting in my driveway.
When?
Recent?
You never told us.
Send us the pictures of bears.
That is like or put it on your Instagram
my
story.
colleague
That's
lives in
a big
Alaska,
deal.
and they have that, but I don't think of that as a Boston
we
thing.
have bears, bobcats, coyotes, deer.
Oh my.
Oh my. All the things. Ah! Literally, like I had to text our neighbor and be like, the bear's in your yard, don't put your dog outside. Like it's like the bears.
We have coyotes in Florida, and a lot of dogs get attacked by them.
Yeah. We have this one we have this one fox that was just taunting my dog. But anyway, so Matt takes the dog out, like that's his job. He takes him out to pee, and then I like put the kids' water bottles out for the morning. I put our iced coffee away that we make at night, and like then I always check the kids. I mean, I know they're breathing, they're old, but like
I do the same thing.
I still check
do
the
you go
kids.
in?
I go in. I don't.
I re-tuck them in. Like I make sure their blankets are on them.
I will tuck if needed. I
make
don't
sure they're breathing.
Yeah, make sure they're breathing. They're breathing.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. For me, it's just like, okay.
It gives me peace of mind.
And they're like calm and quiet at that time,
Yeah,
so
they're
it's
really
probably
cute. So sometimes
like
I take a quick pic. I'm
You're
like,
like,
oh,
this is what it's all
smoochy.
about.
Yeah.
Do you smell their breath? Is that
No,
weird?
gross.
What?
Really?
You smell your kid's breath?
It's like the baby breath.
But they're not babies anymore. Their breath is disgusting now.
I know, but it's like your kids. It's different.
I've never thought about that.
No,
Yeah, like
you
in
know
the
what?
morning, when they're all like sleepy and like you don't like
That's
that.
why I'm like, can you go brush your teeth?
Really? No, I love it.
Have you brushed your teeth? I'm always like, can
I
you
do
brush
like
your
my
teeth
dog.
yet?
I like my dog's breath. Yeah, I don't know.
Corn tortilla paws? Do you like his paws?
Yeah, but I think that's a sign of bacteria.
They say that, but every single dog's paws smell like corn
A lot
tortillas.
of bacteria out there.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. They're walking on those paws.
Okay, what were we talking? Okay, so
I
what
was
were we
going to
saying?
say.
Sorry.
So my question for you was, right, so when he works an overnight or something, or he's not home, I then have to take the dog out, right? Like that's a task that I really don't enjoy, especially in the winter. And it's like I'm out there on a leash. And for some reason, for me, I think because it's novel, Opie's like, oh, well, this is an adventure. Like,
I can fuck around.
I'm going to take 45 minutes to pee. But
Yeah.
with my husband,
It's efficient.
2 seconds.
Business,
He goes out,
yeah.
he pees, he comes in. Like he knows what's happening, but because don't usually do it.
Mama's here.
But I feel like there's certain tasks where it's like I'm a strong, independent woman. I can do this by myself.
But
I would much prefer my husband to do that. Like I'll take the trash out.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I'll do, but like taking the dog out, picking up dog poop. That's that's a task I don't want.
well, I do that when I walk the dog.
But we don't walk him. Like he'll
Yeah,
just
we
go
don't
in our
walk.
yard and then he'll just like poop.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'll
but
pick
that's
it
my
up.
husband. Yeah, he
That's a
cleans that
dad
up.
job.
Yeah, that's
dad's
But
job.
that's what when my husband got home from his 5-day business
How much
adventure.
poop was in the yard?
Well, no, he got back and he was like, "So you didn't move the trash cans or the recycling up the driveway?" And I was like, "Nope."
Not yet.
Nope, that was not something that was on my radar.
Yeah.
Nope. And he
Really?
was like, "You missed trash this week," and he wasn't mad about it. He was just like, "Oh,
We're both like, wait, what?
you miss trash day?
yeah, I didn't pull it up."
Our trash is
You
so
think
intense, you can't
that
miss
I
it.
am going to go out there in the dark after the kids go to bed
Do
and
it
pull
in the mid-afternoon. You don't have to do it at night.
yeah.
Oh, you need to put it out to the curb?
Yeah, like I
'cause
didn't
the kids
push
went
it
down
up
and you didn't put it out.
and then my blinds were closed. I didn't look outside. I wasn't
So
going
you didn't
to.
know.
I
Yeah.
think you have a lot of fear from the content you've watched throughout your
I'm
life.
telling you, this is why you have to monitor what your kids watch because
Yeah.
it imprints on them and it's scary.
Because I'm not scared of it, probably to a fault, where I'm just like, la, 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 like
Yeah.
at night out by
Yeah,
myself,
no.
dragging trash cans
I'm like,
down.
I'm going to take the trash out. I'm going to get snatched up. And people are going to be like, "Oh, she's taking the trash out. That means her husband's not home."
It's so interesting, the snatched up thing. I go for a walk with my 2 girlfriends multiple times a week, and anytime there's just like a random van on the side of the road, they're like, cross the street. And I'm like, we're not going to be abducted
So
by
I've
the
actually
random van.
So this is actually my mom was very, very big on stranger danger in the
Stranger
90s, as we have
danger.
spoken about. My sister and I were in the front yard playing soccer once, and actually a white van did pull over and open the door and was like, "I can't find my dog." Like actually, that is like a real thing that happened to us, and we were like, "Ah!" and ran inside, and like we were home alone, and we like literally ran inside, and we're like, "That was absolutely terrifying."
Did
Like
they
that has
leave?
actually happened to us. Yeah, they drove away.
Wow. The 90s.
The night.
The
So it's
90s.
like they-
Abduction.
Yeah, there's like some truth to that rumor.
I know, but nowadays it's like with Ring cameras, it's like it's much harder
It's
to
also
abduct.
so narcissistic of me to think that somebody wants to like snatch me up that bad.
Somebody's
like,
waiting at the top of the
what's
street
so
for
important
Katie.
about me? Like, nobody really cares about me that much. Like, I should, that's a little bit selfish.
Well, she's still not going to take the trash out, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. But it was not. I mean, my husband was very nice about it. He was like, "I get it. Your hands were really full all week."
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Well, like yard work when my husband's gone. I'm not.
I like to
I'm,
weed.
I'm not.
I don't like to weed.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing.
like
If he
to weed. I
asked
like yard
me,
work.
he just like got into gardening, and we have like a huge garden. So if like he'll be like, "Oh, can you water the plants this
Yeah.
day?" Sure, but like I'm not cutting grass. I'm not weeding.
No.
I'm not edging. I'm not.
Well, I mean, I'm always outside with my bird feeder, and so then when I'm outside feeding my
can't with the
birds, I'm like,
fucking
"Oh, the
bird."
weeds are getting bad. I got to pick them." So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I will say there's not like a lot on my thing. Like, there's not a lot that I won't do that I'm like, that's a him.
Yeah, I'm trying
Job.
to think of something
I
that's
definitely
like
think.
totally
I mean,
him.
I kill the bugs in the house.
I kill bugs. I kill the bugs.
I kill the bugs.
I
Yeah.
kill the bugs. That's
Maybe
easy.
is that just something we need to like
Women
have a
aren't afraid
PSA
of
about?
bugs. Yeah, women aren't
Because-
afraid of bugs.
Yeah, women are the ones, and most people I know, it's women who are killing the bugs.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of bugs.
No, and I think it's also like a motherly instinct comes out. Did I tell you guys about the hornet that was in our house?
No.
Oh my gosh! So, my husband was in the bathroom, let out a yelp.
Oh, shoot.
I run into the bathroom. There is a hornet in his sink, and he's like standing a few feet back from it, and it's just like Mama Bear took over. I just got a shoe. I smacked the fucking hornet, and I was like, get out of my house, get away from my children.
So you killed it.
But then I was like, are there more hornets around? And I Googled it, and it was like, do not kill a hornet because it releases a hormone that tells other hornets to come and like avenge its death. So I was basically up all night, like scouting for hornets because I'm like, they're all gonna come. I had like very postpartum intrusive thought, right? Like I'm like, I had at this time I had like a 3-month-old baby. I'm like, they're gonna take the baby.
They're just gonna fly away.
Just like their legs. Yeah. Like literally, I was like, the baby monitor was open. I was like, I have to watch him. But then afterwards, I just looked at him and I was like, get it together, man.
What were you gonna do? Yeah.
You want some postpartum Florida shit.
Do we?
Oh, yeah. So a job for my husband is killing a snake if the snake comes around.
Does that happen enough that he has a job for it?
We definitely get them in our yard. We live on a marsh.
What kind of snakes?
They're just like garden snakes. But then there are some, I forget the name. There's like a song for it where it's like red, yellow, black. Like they have certain colors.
Rob Roush talks about
where
this.
Like you kill, like there's like one that's poisonous and one that's not. And they're all the same colors, but the way they touch, it's different.
It's the order of the colors.
Yeah, it's like something yellow kills a fellow, something black. Yeah. I forget. Anyways, so I was like on the ground. I think it was with my oldest, when she was newly postpartum, anxiety raging. And I'm laying on the ground. She's like doing tummy time. And I just see like up our glass, back door. I'm like laying on the floor and it's a big one. So yeah, that is a him job. Like, because they just get into your screened in porch and they're everywhere.
We did family photos recently. And we were in this field. Also, my son was killing me because he kept being like, there's ticks in here. I don't want to be in this field.
I mean, it's a big issue.
He's not
my Lyme disease epidemic.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. But he was like, he hadn't even stepped foot in it yet. And he's like, do you see a tick on me? And I'm like, no, not yet. Chill out, dude. Yeah. And he kept calling to the photographer. She'd be like, can you come over here, buddy? And he'd be like, I'm not going back into that field of itch. No, I'm not going in there.
Field of itch.
Does he get bug bit? Like, does he get bitten off? Because I am the one that gets 20 bug bites.
What a poet. He says things and we're just like, wow.
What an old soul. I feel like he's like down yonder in the field of itch.
I picked out his cute little outfit, right? He has this little polo, a straight polo, and some shorts, and these little boat shoes. And he came down in athletic socks up to his knees. Yeah. And I said, what are you doing? We hadn't even left the house yet. And he goes, I don't want ticks. And I'm like, what is with you and the ticks?
Who's teaching him about that?
Did his friend get a tick?
At camp, somebody was talking to them about the tick that bites you and you can't eat red meat. And like they're all very afraid of it right now. So he's very afraid of ticks. Anyways, we're in the field of itch and
down yonder at the field of itch.
We're in the field of itch taking photos. And then my husband's like, oh, there's a snake. So all the kids, my kids are not afraid. They're like, where's the snake? And so they're running for the snake. And
even your son?
No, he was out of the field of itch. He
was like, bye.
The second all our family photos, he's just got this face like, because he's just itchy. Yeah. So my husband's chasing this snake around, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Why?
Because he's trying to catch it for the kids. And like when the bear was in the driveway, I called him. I said, there's a bear in the driveway because I couldn't get in. What does he do? He comes outside to look at it with the children. And he's like, oh, I thought it was like how cool. Like, we get to see a bear. I'm like, what if that bear
from the window
kills? Exactly.
From the window.
And I'm in my car like, get him out.
Oh my gosh. God. I could see Paige with like her rage through the window.
And so he's one of those people like, oh, snake, let's get it. I'm like, no, let's not get the snake.
No, let's kill it.
So he's trying to chase this snake. And I'm telling
him, kill it. It's
when you're in the field of itch, that's different. When you're in my home, you entered my home.
The field of itch is where it lives. So I was saying to the photographer, I was like, I saw this TikTok of this guy who had a snake, and he's like one of those guys who comes and does like a reptile. I don't know. It was like a reptile show.
Like catch people.
No, he said, that most people who get bit by snakes are men, or not most people, but like, and he said, when women get bit by a snake, it's almost always on the foot. When men get bit by a snake, it's almost always in the face. No, because they grab it and they look at it and it bites them in the face. Because it's like, why are you trying to pick up
evolution.
A snake?
That is natural selection.
Yes. It's like, why are we the ones not running shit? It's like, I'm not trying to pick up the snake.
Well, it seems like we need to get Rob Roush on the podcast.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my gosh.
Is it the Love Island guy?
I'm so excited to tell you about Rob Roush.
Who is he?
He was on, so he originally was on a season 6 of Love Island US, 5 or 6.
I know who he
6.
is.
He was a contestant.
He was a contestant on Love Island. Took the world by storm.
Not mine, but okay.
You would recognize him.
You would recognize him. His whole thing is he is like a snake hunter catcher. I don't know, extraordinaire. But he has now surpassed Love Island. Like, he was on Traitors. Spoiler alert: he won the season of Traitors.
Oh, he's cute.
Yes.
The first pictures of him in a pair of overalls with a snake tattoo on his shoulder.
Yes. Well, that is like, everybody's like, where was this man hidden our whole lives?
Oh, he's got lots of snake tattoos.
He's a snake hunter. Like, that's what he does. He makes content. Like,
oh, wow.
I think he's from Florida.
Probably.
And so he just hunts snakes?
He's probably from the Everglades.
He literally, like, he's been on, like, late night shows, and they literally show him every type of snake, and he can, like, name it, and, like, say, he goes to, like, he travels the world looking for snakes.
I will actually say his attractiveness drops a lot from the snake tattoos. The snake tattoos are not my vibe.
Well, when you know, it's his passion. His whole life. Yeah. It's not like a weird.
I know, but if I saw him out in the wild and I was like, that's weird.
I guarantee if you saw him out in the wild, you wouldn't be like, you'd be like, that is an attractive man. Because we talked about this. It's like,
there's no attractive men.
There are attractive women everywhere you go. I don't even remember when I see an attractive woman because it is so frequent. So many women I know in my personal life, just walking on the street, are so freaking beautiful. Like, it is just so common to run into beautiful women. Whereas an attractive man, you remember.
That really takes your breath away.
Yeah,
like,
you
maybe see 2 a year.
Years later, you're like, do you remember that man down yonder? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was so attractive.
Like, I have a few I'm thinking of that it's like, wow, like, they took my breath away, but like men don't take your breath away like women do.
No.
Women take my breath away all the time.
And Paige, what did you bring up yesterday? The difference between attractive?
That there's a difference between how men don't just, they're attracted to a lot of women. They don't just find them attractive. Like, they won't be like, that woman's attractive, but I'm not attracted to her. Like, they're attracted to many women. Whereas for most women, they can say like, that man is attractive, but I'm not attracted to him.
And then as soon as he opens his mouth,
oh, then you're like, not at all. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the man.
Depends on the man.
Yeah.
Well, I tell people, my friends who are single and dating, I'm like, let me tell you, like, the way he looks matters. Yes, of course, you want to be attracted to your partner. But I'm telling you, in 20 years, that's not what you're going to be thinking about.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, is he kind? Is he nice? Is he, like,
is he helping with the children?
Yeah. Does he have a gross wet towel? Is it on the floor? Where is it?
I mean, not to bring it to a dark place, but it's like, even... I feel like when I talk about, like, people are like, you can't believe, like, you and your husband, you get through things together so well. And I'm like, yeah, well, he had to be there with me while my mom was dying of cancer. Like, it does not matter. I mean, I am attracted to my husband, so that's great too. But it's like, it really doesn't matter because you go through so much shit that it's like, it's a great bonus.
Yeah. Yep. And it's funny what men think women find as attractive, because when I was at that girls' weekend a few weeks ago when we were at the bar guessing young men's ages, one of them said, well, at least I still have a full head of hair or something like that. And I was like, hey, you might not be singing the same tune when you're 35. You might not have a full head of hair.
Yeah.
And he's like, I hope that's not me.
Just Paige at a bar being like, you
might
not have a full head of hair.
What Direction song do you like? And Paige is like, your hair.
Your hair could fall out any day now. So he was being rude. He was talking disparagingly about bald men, and I said,
"My husband is bald,
and as is mine."
That's
and
what I meant. I was being real, but mine is too.
Oh, I know. That's why I was saying baldies over here. But I was like, don't be mean to the men who are bald. First and foremost, it's out of their hands. Like, I would feel very upset if people were saying that about me.
And I am proud of the men Luke calls that come home. We say, just come home. Like the ones that hold on and they have the receding hairlines and a few little. It's like, come home, dude. And then you can actually grow. They tend to have more. Matt has a beard, right?
Matt has a beard, but did I tell you how his happened?
No.
So like I had been telling him, like, in a really nice way. He had beautiful, long, like silky hair, and I was like, hey, you're just like thinning a little bit, like on the top of your head. And I was like, maybe stop wearing hats every day. Or like I was like, maybe it's your hard hat, like, because he wears a hard hat. I'm like, he's always has something. So I'm like, hey, maybe like just take a break from that, whatever. You're a little bit light back here. In a very nice way. I was very kind about it. He kept being like, you're so mean. Like, why are you saying these things? Why are you like, and I was like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to be kind. One day I come home. He's fully bald. And I was like, what happened?
Wait, they have a Britney Spears moment. Luke did the whole thing where I came home and he was just, and I'm like, what's happening?
I was like, what happened? And he's like, Paige, how have you been letting me walk around like this? I said, excuse me. He
saw the back of his head.
He saw the ring camera, him taking the trash out, and he saw the back of his head
trash, full circle.
on the ring, and he was like, how have you not said anything? I was like, I have.
You tried.
I tried, babe.
How were you supposed to do that in a respectful way?
I was trying so hard.
You could like take a picture and be like, what's this on your neck? Yeah. And then he'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but no, he had to get there himself.
Luke's is the front balding, so he could see it.
Yeah,
he didn't have the back. My dad had the back balding, but
I've seen so many TikTok transformations where it's like the before and after, where it's like first they're balding, and it's like you can tell like they're lacking in
self-confidence.
Yeah. And that is hard. I can imagine having hair your whole life.
Like, I saw one that went really viral, and all the comments were like, "Okay, bald zaddy," like you know, like all these really
Sometimes
good.
I find it way more attractive. I'm like, you look way better.
I think
way
10 out of 10 times it is more attractive.
Yeah, I think it's always do it.
Because it's not only the physical appearance, but it's the confidence that then changes.
You know what? Like, let's not knock the bald boys. The bald boys look good.
We have 2 great bald boys.
But I think this is important for men to hear. Not that any of them listen to this podcast, but if they were.
Send your husband's boyfriends,
if they were,
friends that are bald.
We are not the ones judging you for going bald.
No.
I don't care if you're bald. Women
we actually probably prefer you.
I wonder if they're mean to each other.
This is like the calves. They're like, oh, skip leg day, bro. Lose your hair, bro. Like
no, but like but again, come home. Don't be walking around with a bunch of little like pubes hanging off your head, thinking you have a head of hair.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying Matt was doing that, but
it's like, I don't know. I feel like they can all make fun of each other, but at the end of the day, if they're getting laid, they're happy. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. Who cares if you're friends? I don't know.
Yeah, confidence is the sexiest thing for men or women. It doesn't matter what the fuck you look like, but if you can walk in a room and like that energy, that's.
We were having this conversation, me and my friends, about like the Bermuda-length jean shorts.
Oh yes,
those are back.
It's all about the confidence, though.
You have to be confident.
You wear those.
I wear them, and it's like we put my friend put them on our girls' weekend. She was like, "I look like a loser," and we were like, "No, it's because you think you look like a loser." We were like, "Put your shoulders back, put your head up,
jugs up."
Yeah, jugs up, eyes out, and like walk out there, and that's the difference.
I will say, as a shorter girl,
she's not short.
I'm short. They make me look much shorter than I am. I mean, I want to wear them so badly.
It's hard because we wore them in like 7th grade too, so it's like I have to be okay with like coming back around.
Commercial.
I prefer a Bermuda short because of like my varicose veins and stuff. I'm like, I would love a long short, so maybe I'll give them a try. Yeah. Send me your link.
With confidence.
Yeah.
Bermuda shorts for the girls, shaving your head for the boys.
It's a very attractive society.
Aging is beautiful.
Confidence, baby.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right, well, we have a lot to talk about, but I feel like we got to go.
Yeah, we got to go.
Okay,
bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Just Us Girls podcast. We are so grateful that you chose to spend time with us today. If you love this episode, be sure to follow, like, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And don't forget to rate and review as well. We would appreciate it so much. Come hang out with us on Instagram at the Just Us Girls Pod. And you can also find us on Substack at thejustusgirlspod.substack.com, where we share even more from each episode, a little behind the scenes and all the good stuff you don't want to miss. We can't wait to chat with you next week. Bye.